Oh, we didn't have any extra stuffing factories going as of now. No, we do. Technically. Theoretically. In practice, they're turned off. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on Rise of Industry then, with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our industrial empire out here in Panowitz. In the last episode, we actually took it upon us to, well, have a little look through our financial data as well as starting to use our PR event that we've got going on for ourselves currently, which as you can see up here is a 54% price reduction, and that is still going on for another 16 months. And the great news about this one is, now, we've kind of already paid it off just by the amount of money that we've saved on the buildings we have built in the last episode. So, we are in a great spot. We've got 8.82 million bucks, which, well, you know, admittedly is loaned money, but we are very well looking to put that to use to build more factories, more farms, and all kinds of good stuff very soon, hopefully. And, well, hopefully that will help us to actually catch up to the value of our competitors, because as you can see, we're still a bit off, even to the closest one, and the furthest one will have a good bit to go, so we will need to use as much of this discount as we can, and hopefully tap into a lot of profitable markets over time with us. But just before we get started on all this stuff then, just quickly, if you're new around this channel, if you happen to enjoy this episode, make sure to smash that subscribe button right down below. That would mean an absolute ton to me. We're trying to hit 1k subs before the end of the year, and there is still about a good 400 to go, I think. So a fair bit still, and every single one truly helps out a ton. With that out of the way though, I think the first thing that we really need to get into is our tech tree, because you can see right here that we've got some dye in the research right here, which we'll use our berries plantations for. So, you know, while those are probably currently not all too profitable, very good thing for us, we're going to use that to make some dye instead and be a bit more profitable. And then we will need light fabric and also dolls, because then we can, well, on the one hand side, stock up on even more stuffing factories, on the other hand side, get the fabric in and make some dolls, which we can sell for a lot of profit. Honestly, the amount of money you can get for those on the market is absolutely crazy, but we'll have to get our research through before then, and that's why we're currently spending like 1 mil a month on R&D, because, well, the cost is admittedly going to be quite high. We've got another 1.8 mil to spend here. We've got 400k right there, so it's 2.2 mil, and we've got another 1.8 mil right there, so that leaves us at 4 mil of R&D costs, so only 4.8 mil that we are going to be able to put into buildings. But, well, I mean, those buildings are in the end going to technically be worth about 9 to 10 mil based on our discount. So as long as we can make this all happen before the discount runs out, that is going to be fine. Now, the one thing that I want to look at, though, before we actually start just fast-forwarding the time, getting the research done as quickly as we can, is this stuff up here, because we do apparently still have some missing inputs we're left with, including this one. Now, I'm not entirely sure that refers to the actual input in terms of destinations, though, or if that actually refers to just that one missing something in storage. So out here for these teddy bears, we would be requiring some of this wool. Now, that is Toy Factory 18, and we do have an outgoing set for that. So we should, in theory, be fine on that front. The only thing is that we're actually kind of a bit low on wool. Why we are low on wool would probably be because this livestock farm up here isn't quite going just yet. That's what we had set up, of course, in the last episode to get that teddy bear factory to a good set of productivity too. Now, we should have all the ingoings, outgoings defined for this stuff. The one thing that I'm actually kind of worried about, though, is that we apparently do not have an ingoing defined for water. which evidently is quite the big issue, because, well, we are going to need water for all these farms down there, so, shall we define this, then? I feel like we very dearly need to, so, let's go. Oh. We should actually get rid of these, because these are already being supplied by the other warehouse. Otherwise, we're probably going to run into heaps of issues with this. So, that is warehouse 4 right there. Let us get rid of livestock farm 5 and plantation number 3. I hope that does only impact that warehouse, right? Livestock farm plantation 3... Yes, okay, so that does only impact that warehouse, just double checking that one. We will also need to deactivate plantation, no wait, livestock farm 5. And livestock farm 5. All the others are supposed to be delivered to. The other thing that we should also probably then get rid of is this stuff here, just to make sure that that doesn't get sent out to buildings that it isn't supposed to be sent out to. Got plantation 3, it was, which, for some reason, we don't have an ingoing on that one. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Anyways, if that's how it works, that's how it works. So, the one thing that we will need out here is going to be water. Now, water is going to be an interesting topic. I hope we will have enough delivered now. I know we were kind of on the edge with that the last time. Let's choose the warehouse. Wait. Okay, didn't want to do that. Kind of confused about that one. I guess we just don't see it then on our overview, which is weird because on the incoming product screen, as much as it's not part of the auto logistics zone, I would very much expect us to be able to see this coming in. Apparently, that's not the case. Anyways, that is defined, so we're all good on that end then. Let's go, though, and speed up time so we can get through the tech tree rather quickly here then. The dye, we will have to see just how much of a production capacity we got to pull up there. I'm just seeing... Oh, God, pause. I am just seeing that we actually... I think we tore down the berry factories in favor of this whole, like, rail network and everything. I'm not sure. I thought we had, like, 2 previously. There's definitely none remaining, so we will have to set that up newly all over again. And the interesting question on this whole front is then going to be, honestly, if we will even closely be able to provide enough water for all of this. Because, I mean, this little lake out here is kind of out of capacity at this point, so we would need to source water from somewhere else. The one thing that I'm not quite sure about, the game never told me about, is if, like, seawater is technically the same thing as fresh water in this game, or if, you know, you cannot place any of those water pumps right there, because, you know, technically you would have to get rid of the salt in the water to make it usable, of course, for farming. I'm not sure. I don't think we'll have to set up more water this episode, probably, but please, if any of you down below in the comments know, please let me know what is the case there. If we can just pump the water from up here and be fine, or if we cannot, and I should be wary of that, and I don't know, maybe we use this little mini lake right here and try and pump out enough water for our purposes. We'll have to see. But, first things first, of course, tech tree, we will need the light fabric. The other thing that I'm just noticing is that we'll actually also need the fibers. Oh god, this is going to be one hell of a thing that we're getting ourselves into. Now, with that said then, the dye, the light fabric, we will have to sort of find out as well just how much we need of all the things. So, maybe while we leave time slowly running through, we can already pre-plan for all those things. If we look in here, we already see that we can get $2 from 1 unit of fabric and 1 unit of stuffing, which... Ooh, 14 milk. We should have milk, shouldn't we? From the cows, right? Where is Kochsville at? It's not there. Is it there? Yeah, it looks like it, isn't it? I mean, hello? I would like to see the name of this very village, sir. Can we just... Nope. Kochsfeld. Okay. So that would be the place to deliver to. Gonna bid on that. Most certainly. In the meanwhile... Let's continue on our task right here. So, the dolls, we would only need 1 unit of fabric. The question being, where in the world do we even make the fabric stuff? Apparently we just won the contract, didn't we? Did we? Kind of feels a bit... Okay, no. I don't know what the previous sound was, but we won the contract. Beautiful. So, the one thing we will have to quickly take care of then... is going to be sending the milk out to Kochsfeld as well. And I think something that I want to try here, to be honest, would be to actually send the milk out to the farmer's market that we're currently selling out to, as well to Kochsfeld at the same time. My hope just kind of being that we can supply enough to both destinations, where we deliver enough to Kochsfeld in time to fulfill our contract, but also to still keep the farmers market as a route of supply, so that when the other demand runs out, we still keep delivering all our milk, instead of having it all pile up in our warehouse, which of course has happened to us in the past. So, little experiment right there. Hopefully that works. Why is this red? Is this, out of goods? No. I don't know what this red means. What does this red mean? What does that red mean? We've got enough goods. I'm like, well, why are we not producing? Help? Anyone? What's going on here? Interestingly enough, the fibers is actually complete, is it? Wait, what? So that's interesting. I thought I had selected the light fabric. Maybe. Given that this needs to be unlocked first, if you select something down the tree, just auto-researches all the things you need to get there? Kind of feels like that's what it is. So, I mean, if that's the case, quite cool. Because I'm quite certain we could click light fabric. Anyways, that helps. That's fine. Now the one thing that I would already be interested in, though, is what kind of amounts we need. So we need a textile factory for both of these. I think it is time to decide on where to set this stuff up. The thing is, down here, we've kind of already saturated all of our possibilities. So either we set up a new set of factories somewhere up here, or we do it down here close to the warehouse, which already has the water for the air purifier. This one technically does have it too. I'm just kind of worried about our farming space. Now, one option I think here would be to just do it in this valley right here, because honestly for farming it's not the best space in the world ever. I think we are going to do that. So, I mean, we're going to have to remember to place an air purifier. Maybe we won't even have to place an air purifier, to be honest, given how far this is from Panovitz. I'm not sure we could save us the effort and just see how it develops. I'm not sure if that's a terrible idea, though. Let me know down below in the comments if you know. We're not going to place this thing for just yet. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to use this thingy right here, and we're going to plunk down one textile factory. I know it's technically an expense we don't have to make yet, and technically there would be running costs, but we're just going to close it down, so hopefully there's not going to be much of any at least. This is at least going to allow us to pre-plan on all the capacities we need, though, because we can make 2 dolls, right, from 1 unit of each stuffing and the fiber. Now, stuffing is not the hardest thing to plan, so we can just take care of that later. The thing is, though, that the fiber is kind of hard to plan. We've got 3 per 15 days, so we've got 6 per month. Now, the one question here would actually be, okay, so that's per 30 days, which means we will, in the end, be able to build 3 toy factories and sell the proceeds from 3 toy factories. That is it. The other interesting point being there's construction goods, which is new, and just apparently popped out there in webams. Very interesting one. Have other towns grown in the meanwhile? Or is it just webams? I think it is just that. But that is a very interesting one, because that may open up new possibilities for us for the future. Nothing that we would currently be making, but something like a petrochemical plant. You know, we've got a lot of chemicals here. Got some oil here. I think we've got some potential there for the future. Anyways, not to get sidetracked too much, this is the only place that we can sell dolls currently, so overproducing doesn't make any sense. We are going to be making, building 3 toy factories for the dolls. We are also going to then need 3 units of the fabric. This one right here. Which, no, not 3 units. We'll need, no, we will need 3 units each month. Which is a weird one to fit in, because we can either make 2 or we can make 4. Isn't that great? Yeah, so at that point it kind of comes to a bit of a question of, is it more profitable to be selling 6 dolls and wasting a bit of fabric, or is it more profitable to be selling 4 and not have the extra factories associated? I don't know. I think we can maybe start at producing 4 dolls and then kind of move on from there. So that would mean only 1 light fabric factory, which is kind of nice and easy. For that purpose, we do need 2 units of fibers, which we are overproducing on as well. Why? Why, Gabe? Okay, this is suboptimal, because we don't have anything else just yet to use all these fibers in, you know? It's not like we can just make clothes and sell them somewhere, because there's no market for that. So, the thing is, we can't really save ourselves from overproducing the fibers, honestly. We're just gonna have to live with that. Dye, we need 1 unit every 30 days. We're making 2 units, of course, every 15 days. Oh boy, okay, I mean, that's some next level overproduction right there. It's even worse than the fibers. I would hope that at least the dye we can use in some other product as well that would be of some sort of use on the toy market, like, I don't know, the marbles here, for example, but the glass we don't have the resources for. We can use the dye right here, but we will need chemicals, and then we can get Easter eggs going, because paint is not going to be good enough. That's kind of complicated too, though. I think we're just going to have to live with a lot of overhang for the time being, maybe. You know, I guess the one option for us is we have the overhang. I think we can technically always sell everything to the world market right here. So if we look there, yeah, so here we can sell some fibers, some dye. It's not going to be profitable at all, but at least it is going to kind of, I guess, optimize the profitability of our entire chain. So I guess the overall idea here is going to be very easy. We just need 3 fabric or textile factories, and then we need the inflows for all this stuff. That's fine. The question is, do we want to produce yet to get some overhangs going? And I think the answer is quite honestly no, because otherwise we would probably just be wasting a whole lot of money. Now, in terms of our profitability, having a quick look at this, 400k. Oh, monthly loans, yeah, R&D, of course. So last month we had a total of minus 600 grand, but that was just because, of course, we're currently paying 1 mil a month in R&D, which is quite mad of an amount, to be honest. Winter is over. That is beautiful. I am going to go and spend a quick minute or two delivering all this stuff. By the way, delivering all this milk and time, it seems, despite that little connection change that we made there. So that's good to know. Got that done. All beautiful. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing my stuff. I'll go and research the dolls real quick as well. In the meanwhile, just let the economy run. And then I will hopefully see you on the other side in just a quick second so we can start getting this stuff rolling. Alright, we are back due to a little issue right here. I'm not quite sure what the issue may be, but you can see we are actually having quite the issue getting all these teddy bears underway currently. And I'm kind of confused for a start as to why in the world we've got cotton in these toy factories that do absolutely not require a tad bit of cotton. Very, very confused for a start. On the other hand, I mean, all these are red, so we'll have to see what the issue is here now. It doesn't seem to be a backlog of drugs, so we'll kind of need to find out what else it may be. For a start, I really am not happy and not all too sure about the presence of cotton in these toy factories. So I don't even know how that got there in the first place. I mean, look at this. There's not a single connection that would be sending cotton to these factories. I am completely baffled about that fact, so we're going to just send that all to the closest warehouse. Other than that, we seem to be mega out of wool, though, which is totally the case in the warehouse as well. We do have a sheep farm up here. We do have a sheep farm right there. So I'm not quite sure. Why do we have 24 units? Oh, no. Okay. So apparently the game just switched over. The target of the... Okay. How do I change the target? Oh, here. Okay. So why is this 3 times mutton now? I guess we have to choose. Okay. Yeah, so there goes the mutton and the wool. I totally didn't see that the game just switched everything over to one warehouse, I suppose. So, way to sabotage your... I mean, this still is the way that it was. I'm so confused. But yeah, way to sabotage your own economy, I guess. That's fixed. Took some losses from that, unfortunately, but hopefully that'll now balance itself out with the livestock farms being up and running again. Of course, this one livestock farm right here is not enough to keep things running, but things should be circulating again. Toy factories should be spooling back up. Other than that, I'm going to keep researching. I'll see you on the other side. Alright, I am back. We are back. Everything in the research pipeline is done. As you can see, the toy factories are slowly but surely spooling back up. It's taking them a minute, unfortunately, because of course getting resources from one edge of the map to another is quite a hassle, especially when you have got logistics issues like these. But things are getting rolling again. I mean, of course, there was like 40 units of material, just, I don't know, with like 24 units of wool and 12 units of mutton or something, just piling up on that livestock farm. So that was kind of part of the issue when we have that backlog now, but that should hopefully, fingers crossed, resolve itself over time. And yeah, this is going again. But the research is done. There's a bad PR event. Little side note for oil, which we don't care about the refined oil price, but just thought I'd let you know. And we are going to go and look at getting some factories going. And I'm really tempted to get the production going without the air purifier, but I think production lines are probably not going to be rolling until next episode anyway, so, you know, still a fair few minutes for feedback. Also, of course, on the water pumping, because we will need some berry plantations now, at least one, and another cotton plantation probably. So please let me know down below if you have any clue. That said, we're going to start plonking down factories here. One of them is going to make dye, if we can set it to that. Another's going to make the textile, and then we are going to require another one, and we're going to plonk down right there, because, you know, map border and all, well, region border. That is going to make light fabric. That is going to be all the fabric stuff here. We do need to connect that, of course. Yeah, that doesn't work. as I had already thought. So we're going to pull the road around right there. And get things all connected up. Now, with that out of the way, the next things that we will need to take care of is going to be the toy factories. Because, of course, I mean, we need the stuffing, we need the dolls. So we will need a fair few of those too. The question kind of being, are we going to be able to stuff them all down into this, well, little sink right here? I hope so. I really do. I don't want to block too much worthwhile farmland, if that makes any sense. Now, the other question that's, of course, going to be interesting is how much stuffing are we going to need for the dolls? For this purpose, 2 dolls need one... Okay, I think... Is 1 stuffing factory going to be enough? I mean, we make 2 units of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same story as with all the other stuff. We're even going to be overproducing stuffing, so... Any overhang we have, we can technically sell off. That said, we're probably already taking care of this demand here quite well. Never mind, we are not. Oh, we didn't have any extra stuffing factories going as of now. No, we do. Technically. Theoretically. In practice, they're turned off. Is that because we do not have the units of cotton for them? Or why do I have to... Oh, I think we may have bought those at the end of the last PR event that we had going on for cheaper factories, right? We need to make use of those, quite honestly. That's something to keep in mind. So, future Spacefish, in the next episode, please take care of those 2 toy factories down there. They very much want your attention. But okay, so the overhangs we're probably going to even be able to still sell off to the toy store, so that's all beautiful. That is that. Only really 2 toy factories left for the dolls, and we can kind of start producing, so pretty happy with that. We are going to go and plunk one down there. And... well, I mean, we could plunk them... No, we can actually not. Wow. Yeah, this is really not quite ideal, the spot that you picked here, right? Or sorry. Not your all fault, I suppose. We're going to stuff that one in right there so that we can save that space for future expansions for the time being, I suppose. And we will, of course, also need to potentially look at air purifiers then. For the moment, though, I think this shall suffice, and we're just... Well, I mean, I'm going to see what you all write me in the comments. I think one way or another we're going to go to terraforming and plant a few saplings around here, so that hopefully helps a tad bit, but please let me know. I would greatly appreciate any feedback on the matter. I think we learned in the tutorial that technically the trees also filter this pollution a bit, so given that it's quite far away from the city, I'm hopeful that we don't need an air purifier, and we're going to be able to save a tad bit of money there, but, you know, if we do, let me know down below in the comments. This is the production setup, then ready to go. A lot of money spent, honestly. I think this setup now costs us like 2.5 mil, which translates to an easy like 5 point something mil cash value. Did slightly raise the value of our business, not that crazily, but a good bit. Of course, we also lost a bit to our little mistake down there, so gonna have to balance that out, but this is all ready to go. We're in the next episode, then gonna have to set up a cotton farm, a berry farm or 2, maybe some water pumps. Let me know about that down below. If we can just pump from the sea, would greatly appreciate that piece of information as well. And then we may hopefully already be good to get the adult production going out here. And we're, of course, also going to look back at these toy factories down there, because honestly, toy factories that are not running, that are not making us any profits, including that one right there, isn't a good thing for the business. So hopefully we'll get that up and running soon as well, then, with some extra cotton farms. Let's see more about that in the next episode. For this one, though, this will be it. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. As usual, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button right down below. That does always help out the channel a ton. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.